Hello guys and welcome to Steve Knows. Today we have more information on getting 20% more power from your Quest 2. We have new tech that is going to be showcased at CES, new VR headsets, game discounts and so much more. So let's keep this short and get right into the news. That is enough chin wagging. Let's get started. So this week I'm starting off with the sad news because last week I ended with the sad news and someone rightly pointed out, how can I sign a video off with good day when I just left you salty? So Fun Train had recently announced and showed us a teaser for Exorcist Legion Sin for virtual reality, which will be developed by Pocket Money this time, which is actually a different developer from the first Exorcist title. This time though, the game will feature online cooperative experiences. A co-op horror game is a great idea. Playing scary games solo is just hard to bring myself to jump into one, but it's well worth it if I get to see a friend squirm and be on edge together. Sin actually means safety in numbers as well, hence the cooperative mode. This game has been delayed until the later half of 2023, so Q3 or Q4, maybe around Halloween, so sadly we won't be playing this title as soon as we had expected, but make the game as good as it can be before we put our heads in it. That's always a good rule of thumb. And another piece of sad news that is just a sentence or two, Hideo Kojima has stopped working on his VR game. After many years of rumours and waiting, it seems it's not happening anymore. Snake! 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 We now have a new kind of haptic glove, taking a shocking approach. AI Silk have created a product that they will show off at CES in a couple of days time called Lead Skin, or Lead Skin, sorry. One of the two. I don't know. This takes a different approach to haptics and hand tracking. So running through the glove are conductive fibers, which are created using this liquid, which they've poured over their fiber, which is supposed to be a safer, more comfortable approach over using electrodes. These fibers and impulses are used to assist with tracking and controlling buttons on the back of the glove, but also send electrical signals that will create haptic feedback, simulating touch. These gloves only weigh 380 grams, which is near the same as our VR controllers, so they are very light and comfortable. If you're going to be at CES, please try them out. I'm curious how sending electrical pulses is going to feel over the classic motor or voice coil haptics because, well, I've not tried them before, so please let me know. Another startup bringing something that may give some people horrible flashbacks to lockdown. This is called X Mask. This is designed to bring face tracking to our experiences, or at least facial expressions, no eye tracking. So Delamy has raised 100 million yen, about $750,000, to bring this X Mask to market. The good news is, this focus is not enterprise only for once, so it will be available for consumers. The mask is said to bring 95% accuracy when translating your facial movements, your facial expressions, or your articulation, and have latency under 200 milliseconds. The full mask is to weigh 128 grams, and when it's spread around your head the way it is and has support at the back of the head, that is actually a very light weight. They have applied for a US patent, so they can sell this in the Western space as well, and they're aiming for release next year, so 2024, at $90 for each, which is pretty cheap. But there is one question I need to ask here. How do you wash it? The last thing I want is my face mask smelling like an old sock. Okay, a quick one now. Where Steam's winter sale is on, it has a couple of days left, the 5th of January. And if you're new to VR or you just want something to pick up and play, there are such absolute bangers in this sale. Huge discounts for fantastic games. Road to VR actually put a list of their tops, and every game in this list is fantastic. So I'll scroll it on screen now. We have the likes of Half-Life Alyx, Bone Lab, After the Fall, The Walking Dead, Pavlov, for humongous discounts, an absolute bargain. And something else that I just spotted on Steam as well, Gorilla Tag seems to be now available since January the 1st, setting you back $16.75, so around $20. So those of you that are using a Steam device and you weren't on the Oculus platform, you can now enjoy one of the most successful games around. I really do need to try this game out properly still. Oh gosh, wish me luck. A little nice update, but a big one for big screen users, is that they now support multi-user viewing for services like YouTube, Amazon Prime Video, Twitch, and Disney+. So what this is going to do is going to offer you real-time screen lighting, avatar movement, on-screen content, so you and friends can watch content together in sync. Although your friends who are viewing this content with you will need a subscription to the services as well, because otherwise that would just be too kind, wouldn't it? Why would they do that? Why would they be kind? I do have some friends that are a couple that don't live with each other, and they have their own version of the synchronized watching that they do outside VR all the time. So adding that presence, because virtual reality is just an amazing medium for that, this could be great for some folk. Now, this is a big one. That little tease we got from Vive, where we got a little dark edge of a device. Well, finally, we have found things like a trademark filing and web listings for the Vive XR Elite, not the Vive Focus. I'm sorry, Bradley. The Elite looks to compete with the Quest Pro and have a price point that doesn't include farming your data. At least that's what they've told us. The price point, when converted, when looking at some of the listings, you can expect the price to be around $1,400, which would actually be cheaper than the Quest Pro. HTC is planning on showing this device off at CES, so keep your eyes peeled if you're at that event, and this device is expected to have 2 hours of battery life, have track controllers and support hand tracking, and also be used as a hybrid headset. It has XR in the name, so is designed for mixed reality content, and it looks to take the Meta approach, where it has 4 black and white tracking cameras and a single color RGB camera. So I'm assuming they will do some overlay color to the black and white feed, so we will still get that depth for mixed reality, not like the Pico where it's quite flat at the moment. Or perhaps they're doing another method. But they have said that the pass-through here, the quality should be good enough to read text on your phone without dropping specific details on numbers. And I mean that as in the resolution numbers, not reading numbers on your phone. And looking at the images, it seems to include dioptic lenses as well, so glasses wearers, you can adjust and enjoy this without needing the extra hardware on your face. I'm excited to hear more about the performance of the device though, its display, the FOV, the classic VR specs, if it's going to include a Gen 1 XR2 chip, which at this point, I think people are ready for an upgrade, and if it doesn't, yeah, I'll be getting this headset if it doesn't, certainly. PlayStation VR 2 is around 8 weeks away now before it's in people's hands, on their heads, and they're enjoying amazing titles like Horizon. But what about our old game library? Some studios are going to be offering free PlayStation VR 2 updates, so you can enjoy their game in a new way using the new technology, bringing life back to your old collection. Titles such as After the Fall, No Man's Sky, Pistol Whip, Zenith, The Light Brigade, and more. So keep an eye out on your title, the one that you want to play on the PSVR 2, because it may offer you an updated experience. Although it seems to be studios that have an active presence in the VR community right now, so I'm not expecting titles like Eve or the Call of Duty PlayStation VR experience to be offering an updated one, although that would be awesome. Eve Valkyrie, to this day, is still a fantastic game. And finally, to touch on something that I mentioned in my last video, and that is this new cap for GPU usage on the Quest 2, where they had offered developers 7% more headroom, which isn't much, but it's something, moving the GPU compute from 490 MHz to 525. And for reference though, the Pico 4 using the same chipset can reach 587 because it's got better heat dissipation, better architecture. So the Quest 2 is currently capped, and it is also dynamically controlled for battery usage and overheating purposes, among other things. So during my research of that news story, I stumbled across a tweet from QGO, Quest Game Optimizer, which is an application that will actually unlock the full potential of your Quest, giving you the full 587 MHz compute, giving you an extra 20% more power increase from its original spec. But that does potentially mean more heat and more battery usage when using this application, just forewarning. So if you were interested in getting higher resolutions, better frame rates, or even more battery power out of your Quest 2, this app is available for $6. So each game has a profile, and this profile could do many things. It can get the better performance, so high resolution. You can have a battery saver profile because it doesn't actually need the extra headroom. It also has potential frame rate boost. There's just so much here that can bring out more from your VR experiences. I had recently spoke to the developer as well, and they said there is a new method for squeezing more out of your Quest. In some cases, you can get even higher than a 20% increase in your performance to boost visual fidelity or increase your battery life. In some games, like Breaches for example, which runs at a default 90Hz, it can drop that to 80 or 72, so producing less frames, allowing it to reduce things like foveated rendering or push out a higher resolution. So if you were not aware of this, I'll try and leave a link down below for the application. This isn't sponsored, I just thought I would let you know because the story last week for 7% more power was a big one, and there is actually something out there that can offer you a little bit more, so I thought you deserved to know. So that's it from me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Happy New Year. Hopefully now you can go and enjoy some better visuals, some better VR experiences, get excited for the future of VR, a new VR headset, and please consider subscribing. It would be a dream to hit that 100k milestone and continue to spread the word of VR. Have a great week, guys. Happy gaming. Good day.